Go.
Hi, welcome to StoryHive On Location, Penticton. I'm Robb, and we're live in Penticton with another episode brought to you with support by TELUS STORYHIve. Today we're sitting in Penticton with one of the upcoming punk bands that is creating waves within this music scene, and they're called Stuck in Neutral. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Not too bad.
We've got the good old Nardwar style going on today with the microphone, so we'll be passing it back and forth. So,
I want to have it first.
yes. Well, first of all, let's dive into. We'll go down the line with who you are and how you got into music.
Okay.
Initially, so.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Wyman. I got into music when I was about 15 years old. I picked up my father's acoustic guitar and liked Nirvana, and led me down a path of playing music till I'm old now. That's how I got into it.
My name is Matt Lindsay. How did I get into music? I don't know. I was born, and then when first time I heard music, I loved it, and I just wanted to hear more, and so kept listening to it, and then eventually we started playing music, and now here we are. Jeff?
Love it.
Jeff Hansen. I started playing when Jeremy asked me to come play bass. And we just never stopped.
Sort
My name is Scott Cudney. I got into music. It was fairly early on. Buddies of mine had a band. They had a drummer that was showing up and not showing up. Lucky for me that he left his kit behind, and so I would jump in on the kit, and that's kind of how I learned how to play. And from there, it was kind of in my blood. Needed to keep on playing, so 30 some odd years later, here we are.
That's crazy. So you guys you two have played together for a long time. The three of you?
Well, the three of us. It started with him and I. He'd come to my house, and we'd play up in my bedroom. He'd bring his guitar, and he'd play a song. I'd try to sing along, and eventually he was like, "Hey, I found a drummer, and we should start a band." I was like, "Okay." And that was probably, 97 or 98?
No, it
Something.
had to be before that because our album was in like 98
It was 99.
or 97. What year was it, Jeff?
I don't know. I have to look at the...
No.
And it's been a while.
90s.
It's been
Yeah.
almost 30 years, so
Working together.
yeah.
How is that experience? Having that bond, because that's a bond that's a length of bandship that most people never achieve.
Weird, eh? Mm-hmm. But we took like a 20-year hiatus where we lived our lives, so that got us like through these people are annoying times. So now we're old and we don't care anymore, so we can get along all right. As much.
Although, we always kind of did play, it wasn't,
Yep, that's true.
wasn't always consistent, but we would get together and play in various places with a bunch of different people
Yeah,
over
we're
the
like,
years.
we're like the literal get the high school band back together 20 years later, and here we are. Yeah.
That's awesome. So have you guys always been stuck in neutral, or was that what you created when you came back?
Always. Yeah,
That's
since
awesome.
we were like, I think Jeff came up with the name
Yeah, in high school.
in high school.
15 years old or something.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like I said, that's a long running timeline for a band to have. And you guys have always been in Penticton.
Yeah, more or less. We moved to Kelowna for a short time, but we never played as Stuck in Neutral there, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Penticton scene from when you guys initially started into it to now, what have you noticed has been the biggest change?
No venues, really.
Yeah.
Like when we first started?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
even now, there's just barely any venues, nowhere to play. Like,
We used to
shutting
play it.
Clancy's down and
Yeah.
stopping us from playing around.
We played at like nightclubs back in like the 90s. They don't really have nightclubs anymore.
Mm.
They're like pubs.
Yeah,
Which
it's
is
true.
great.
Over the years, as a band, as you guys have worked to go together and grown and taken on new members as well, what's been the biggest challenge for you guys to overcome over the years?
A drummer. Until now,
Yeah.
we love Scott. Don't get me wrong, but he wasn't our original drummer.
Mm-hmm.
That guy was messed up. Hi, Joel.
Messed up in a good way. In a good way.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It is fun. Finding drummers are the hardest thing, and I'm surprised if you're not already in like 4 bands. You know what I mean? Most
Yeah.
drummers are in like 4 bands, and
Yeah.
it's really hard to get them to be committed. So,
Well, he joined us but we met on, what was that internet site we met on? Plenty of Fish?
No.
New.
So I'm originally from Ontario, and I played in bands in Ontario, and then I ended up moving throughout the years. Ended up in Prince George, so I was up there in 2005, and that's when I really started getting into playing. I took a job transfer down here in 2017. These guys had an ad looking for a drummer on Kijiji.
Is that what it was? Kijiji?
Yeah, and so I was looking to find a project down this way, and I responded, and I got a sketchy response back from these guys. It's like, what is this guy doing from Prince George, saying playing a little punk band down in the Okanagan, right? Well, I gave them the story and told them what I was doing, and they're like, yeah, okay, whatever. And so they said, if you make it down here, call us. And so I made it down here, and we went for a coffee down at I believe it was the Dogwood. Dogtown in OK Falls. And we sat and chatted about types of music we played, what we listened to, and we had a lot of similarities. And from there, we decided to kind of jump into some jams and see how it worked out.
Yeah, we hit it off. Like, right away. Like, close connection, hit it off right away. We got together, we played, and then he quit. And then he went and joined, what was the Underground? Typical Underground. And then we just played with ourselves for a little bit.
Quite a bit, actually.
Yeah. Well, you did.
Well, yeah, but I really
He's
like
just
it.
that kind of guy. And then he came back.
I was going to ask, how is the experience diving into a group of musicians that have played together for so long and trying to be the new guy?
It was awkward. It was awkward. I mean, and sometimes I still have some awkward moments with these guys. The friendship that goes back so long, I get lost in some of their jokes sometimes. It's just, I don't understand some of the things that they talk about from, what happened 20 years ago. And it's like, all right, I'll just let that one go. I mean, this is between them, right? But no, they've welcomed me. I've had to learn a lot about their sense of humor and, get a little thick-skinned. I mean, everything's a joke. Everything's funny. Nothing you say is going to be safe. You are probably going to get burnt with these 3 guys. I've been able to figure them out. I've got a couple of shots in myself, but I mean, really at the end of the day, these guys are masters of burning people. So, I mean, you just got to be careful. You're going to talk to one of them, and it's really fun. These guys are really fun guys. I think the 4 of us have come together pretty well. And I think we play well together. I think our interests are lined up, and I think that this is something that we will end up moving forward through the next however many years until, again, life throws another curveball at us with retirements and things like that. I mean, we're like, I'm 51, and so I'm the oldest, yeah. So I kind of play the responsible one for the most part. So, but no, going back to the original question, yes, I played with these guys for about 6 months or so. Then I ended up taking on another project in West Kelowna for 4 years kind of thing. And
Is that long?
yeah,
Holy.
and then in 2002, Matt sent me a text saying, "We got a gig in a month. How do you feel about maybe playing? Go learn a 45-minute set in 4 jam sessions. So our 5th jam session, we played at the Brexit or the Brit pub, whatever it's called. Yeah. So we played out there, and after that, we just kind of kept playing. And now what, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, kind of 4 years later, we're still kind of, having fun. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Songs are really easy to learn. So.
Well, I was going to say, too, as a drummer, once you understand the patterns, the rhythms, syncopations, and which songs you're playing in order, you kind of have free reign to do whatever you want when it's the fills and with all that kind of stuff, right? Like, that's the best part about being a drummer.
So that first show, we kind of stuck to the songs that I remembered from when I started with these guys back in 2017. And it was a very, very scaled down version. It was like, these guys are playing, I'm just going to fill in. And that's all I did. Nothing fancy. Stops weren't there. Fills were minimal. It was just play drums. I mean, how do you learn a 45-minute set in 4 hours? So I mean, it went all right. Yeah. And then after that, it was okay. Now we're gonna do this. Let's go back. Let's write drum tracks for it. Let's figure this all out and actually make it, worthwhile, right? And so, yeah. Then I changed a bunch of stuff after that. And
that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's definitely a challenging thing. And when I stepped into my former band as the singer, and I'd auditioned for them, and they had friendships built, and it's a very awkward thing. And then when you build that bond, it's almost a completely different thing. Like, it changes the dynamic of the band, adding that fourth person, and they become the fourth musketeer. They are D'Artagnan. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of hard to, but that's like, if it wasn't for him, the drummers are one of my favorite pieces of a band, and one of the hardest pieces to replace. So. Yeah. Once you have a good one, they don't let you go. That's why they kept calling you back.
Exactly. Well, and I mean, and all you have to do is take a look at the Okanagan here. There's a lot of bands that come and go based on a drummer. Mm-hmm. If there's no drummer around, you're not playing.
Yep.
And then of course, my life is quite busy, and I'm one of the guys that don't have 4 or 5 other bands. And it's. I've fended off a few, and I got my guys, and I'm happy doing what I'm doing, because I don't want to have 6 jam practices over 4 days and kind of thing, right? Yeah. I'm happy doing what we're doing here, and these guys are pretty awesome to jam with. So. And
I enjoy their music. That's the one thing, is there's like, when you listen to punk bands, you hear punk bands that are just bands playing together, but when you hear bands that are a genuine punk band that are true to the style, true to the genre, and to themselves, it kind of separates them. Like, that's why I love the Flannel Contract. They separate themselves from the scene because they are the Flannel Contract. You cannot replace them with anybody else but those 3 boys. You know what I mean? And that's how I kind of see you guys as well in the scene, is like, you are, I don't want to say like the punk foreground, you know what I mean? Like, because you guys have been around. You guys have been around for a long time as a band, creating that, but to see where you guys have gotten to now and what you've done in the last 3 years that I've seen, from when when you guys applied for the festivals and things like that, it's crazy to see how far you guys have pushed. Just because now you're at that time in your life where you can actually, like, hey, we can do this full time and seriously, because it's not like you have to worry about, your kids are growing up, you're at, like you said, you're at the end, you're almost retired points. Like, that is the perfect time to be pushing it. And especially nowadays, there's a lot more bands being picked up later in life because they have the experience, the skills. They're getting picked up now, and versus picking up the 17-year-old kids who have no skill, no talent, you know what I mean? So while you guys are pushing through the Okanagan, and I know that you have been, are you guys currently working on an album, or are you?
Another one?
Well, we just put one out, like 4 months ago?
Oh, recently?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
It's tough finding recording studios.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People that will take you in and spend the time and work with you. It's it seems that everyone does it on Reaper or does it themselves these days or something. I don't know. I had a tough time with that.
Production is a hard part, for sure.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, as the drummer, how hard is it to find a studio to get into your tracks and then have them send it to you guys to mix and master?
So this is a little bit, the answer is going to be a little bit different than what you're actually looking for. When I was with the other band in West Kelowna for years, the studio where we recorded at was Empire Sonic. That was my old jam space, and so I knew Evan and Bill Ferguson from Empire Sonic, and when we decided that we were going to record with Empire Sonic, it was actually like kind of going home for me. And so I knew Evan. He understood what kind of music we were dealing with. I sent him a bunch of different tracks of other recordings that kind of, it allowed him to focus on the sound that we were kind of looking for after I spoke with these guys. So finding an engineer to be able to, track the drums and things like this, it was pretty easy with Evan. It did take a while. We recorded this album back in March of 2025, and it wasn't until January of this year where it actually was finished and released. There's a lot of things that we need to go back and deal with, but at the end of the day, we're happy with how it turned out. We have plans to do some more recording. Will it be another full-length album? I think the idea right now is to maybe go after a couple singles and try to throw out a few of the older songs that just didn't make it on this album just due to time constraints and things like that, right? But no, we're definitely going to go back in. We're going to get some of the songs recorded. We got four or five new ones that we're kind of working on. And so, yeah, we're definitely pushing forward. We're pushing the envelope of creativity. Jeremy's pushing me to do stuff I don't like, but we're working on it.
I assume diving into different time signatures.
Oh yeah. That's always super fun. Yeah, so he's pushing me out of my comfort zone a little bit, but we'll get there.
That's awesome.
And so, but no, we definitely have a plan moving forward, and it does include recording and some single releases, and so we're going to be working on that. We do have a couple shows coming up. That's the one thing that really kind of hindered us in the creative process is we played a lot of shows. And so we're always show ready, getting a set list down, getting a show ready. And then we found ourselves 6 months in and we haven't written any new songs, or we haven't worked on any of the songs that we've kind of sort of had, sort of put together kind of thing. So we committed to 2 gigs. We have one on the 13th at the Hub with the Bifurcated and Hardball. We have another one in July with the Flannel Contract and a band from the island called Danger Box. We played with those guys last year at the Hub. But I think we're going to limit our gigs this year only to spend more time writing and then hopefully getting back in the studio and knocking off a couple of these songs here. So I think for the rest of the year, most of our focus is going to be writing and then getting into the studio and putting some more music out for you guys.
How many songs did you guys have on the album?
10.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's difficult.
Yeah,
That's,
10 on the album, and then there were 2 we didn't get time to finish.
Fair enough.
We'll keep those for next time.
Yeah, putting an album out is a difficult thing, especially when you have to do it. There's 3 different mindsets bands have. You have show ready, like you said, you have practice, and then there's when you're actually writing it in the studio is a totally different concept, because you tend to take the songs that you've played for 10 years and all of a sudden they can become something completely different when you actually get to see them laid out in front of you as a being, not just like this thing that you're creating constantly for other people, but when you see it for what it is, and you can create the vision you have for the album is a lot different than being prepared for shows. So I can understand where it's like difficult to constantly be focusing on shows when you're wanting to record. That's what same issue Storm the Empire had for years, was we were playing shows nonstop every weekend. It's like we never took us 3 years to record a 5-song EP because of that. So like it is hard to pick and choose where you want to put your band. But I think we live at like the perfect time where it's like delegating it summer season, spring, summers, tour, perform. The rest of the year is writing. That's how I see it. It's like, otherwise you're just going to backtrack and be stuck, because smartest thing to do is like, you don't travel after October, right? Especially if you're going out of town, that's risky at that point, especially being a band.
Definitely.
Yeah. With being a band for as long as you guys have been, what's been one of your favorite moments or greatest successes?
Ooh, Jeff, you got the mic. Do it.
I think,
I'll think about it.
every time we get together and play, I think that's great. If we have a show that goes well and people respond to it, that's very nice. Is this thing a real mic?
It is a real
Okay.
mic.
So, yeah, those things are really good. But also when we get here and we're just jamming and we're doing nothing in particular, or working on something, being creative. Yeah, those times are really good. I like that.
When you're
Probably the best thing about what we've been able to, and it's kind of funny because Jeremy asked this probably about a month and a half ago. How do you define success as this band? And it's really the friendship that we've been able to develop here. Without that, there's no Stuck in Neutral, right? And without any one of us, this band looks very, very different. And so I think that is probably the biggest success that anybody could really want, is to have 4, 3, 5, however many people in your band actually work together and want to work together and enjoy spending time with each other.
And not fight with each other.
Yeah, I think it's a very valid point that a lot of people don't take into consideration, is that it starts off as a friendship. It's 5 friends, 4 friends making music together, and down the road it becomes a business, it becomes a job, it becomes a hobby, and you kind of forget where it all started and originated from. So I think it's a very beautiful point that you just made, because every band is guilty of that, of forgetting who you are in your friendship with the band, because it becomes that almost
Work almost.
yeah, where it's like you almost don't want to go to work, and you're just tired of your coworkers, kind of thing, like you said earlier, right? Like sometimes you need to step away from each other, which is a difficult thing to do when you've created this child. Basically, it's like a marriage. You guys are all married to each other, and your baby is the band. So it's a difficult thing to delegate when you're dealing with something that is very precious to each of you. So it is kind of cool to see that is what you guys look at as success for your band. I think that is a magical thing, because a lot of bands are like, oh, fame, fortune. We want to be famous. We want to be popular. It's like, that doesn't happen unless that right there is accomplished.
I think for me, the funnest shows we've done are the fundraisers we did for Flannel Contract, and then the roller derby.
Yeah, that was
Like,
great.
both those shows were just so much fun to play. So I'm not even getting paid for them, right? It's just go there and have fun and put on a good show. That's the main thing.
Yeah, success is a very finicky thing for each person individually, right? Like, for me, success is being able to live off what I love, whether that's like comfortably or it's never going to be super rich, but you know what I mean? Like to do what I love, and that is my daily life, that to me is success. So like, I can understand being a band and moving through the course of being a band and trying to keep true to that core. And I think that will separate you from a lot of the other bands down the road and keep you guys together, where, like Robb McLaren says, there's a shelf life for bands. It's 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years. If you can hit that 10-year mark, you've already made it. So I find it. We did it.
Look where we are.
So individually, do you guys have different influences, or are you all influenced by roughly the same style or genre?
A little different.
I think a little different, probably. Like, I like almost everything. Right. I like almost everything. So I'm influenced by like a lot of different things. Punk is definitely, up there at the top of the list kind of thing, but a lot of different things. So I think that comes out once in a while. Jeremy?
So we kind of consider ourselves like a oops,
You're good.
a mess of different genres circling around punk. It's kind of like if you like say took this animal that had all these different parts from different other animals
Go on.
and like stuck it together and made like this one singular animal from all these different parts. We're kind of like that.
A platypus.
Yeah.
You guys are a platypus of the music scene.
Yes. Wow. That is very...
You're welcome.
That was that. You actually pried that out of him. Yeah. That was that.
I've been waiting to say that.
That is awesome.
That is Stuck in Neutral's spirit animal right there.
I love it.
The platypus, yeah. And yeah, I'm the bill, I
The
guess.
punk rock platypus.
He's trying to get us to make a shirt with a platypus.
It might be coming, so.
It's
That's awesome.
Oh, maybe.
We're gonna change the subject here. I'm not talking about platypuses. But going back to your question about influences, what initially brought us together when we were at the Dogwood or Dogtown Cafe, we started talking about bands that influenced us, bands that we like to listen to, things like that. And there was a very specific bands that we all listened to. I mean, you got No Effects, you got Bad Religion, you got No Use for a Name, you got Propagandy, Lagwagon. I mean, the list goes on. And these are all bands that we grew up with, the four of us. And then you start talking about other things like, some of the harder rock stuff, like I love Alexis on Fire, and these guys do too, right? But I mean, as you start getting into more, it's like, oh, I like a little bit of this, I like a little bit of that, but the core of what we do is centered around similar bands. And so we had a very good idea of how we were going to be moving forward with me being injected into Stuck in Neutral. It was something that worked out really well. I mean, as a kid, I listened to SNFU and DOA and the Misfits, and these guys all listen to that kind of stuff, right? And so we all had that same type of energy moving into our music, right? And so, yeah, it just one of those things that worked out well. All our influences are kind of all in the same little wheelhouse, right? So
I love that. Yeah. I love when bands are like that, because if you have like too many different diverse tastes, it almost creates like, that's where you got like prog. You know what I mean? Like, that's where prog metal comes from. It's like you've got like, oh, I like fusion jazz, I like metal, I like rock, and then all of a sudden you've got this Animals as Leaders group or whatever. So it's nice to see where you can keep it to the roots, but have different influences that kind of keep you guys locked in to that. When you're writing lyrics, Matt, as the voice of the band, how do you go about writing in general? Do you focus on specific topics, or are you what represents? Like, are you speaking for the band, kind of a thing?
No, I don't know if I can speak for I just speak for myself. And usually, it's a slow process because so am I. And so I listen to it. We'll have the music done usually. I'll listen to that a lot, and then slowly kind of think of a melody, and then for the lyrics, it's more often than not like you'll listen to a song and it'll kind of make you feel something, and so I try to go with that. Once in a while, I have an idea before and kind of go with that, but usually it's what it makes me feel. Yeah, so that's either something about me and my life, or just something that's happening outside in the world, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you find that when you're in the mode and you're listening to what these guys have created, trying to find what feeling that they're generating can be difficult?
No, because it always makes me feel something. Mm-hmm. It's just, when I listen to it multiple times, do I come back to that same thing, or am I all over the place? It's usually when I come back to something, that's where I'm like, oh, okay, this is where I want to go.
like, oh, this song's making me feel inspired, or this one's making me feel angry, like
Yes.
those kind of, yeah, and that's
Yes.
that's kind of how I go about it too. It's like, the worst thing is when a band comes up with a working name for the title, and then you're stuck trying to write to that title,
Yeah.
because you're like, well, it's not what the title's not what the song makes me feel.
Yeah.
So how do you personally go about readjusting that so that it works for you as a vocalist?
Well, yeah, I think that would be difficult, and usually the name is the the last thing to come out of it, right? And I just try to keep it. I now try to keep it the names a little dissimilar, because if they're too similar, Jeremy has a little problem remembering which one is which. So yeah, that's something I'm trying to be more aware of now.
Just single names, yeah, things like that.
Yeah.
I always found that it was difficult to represent, like when I went from guitar and vocals to just the vocalist, and having to stand there and represent the band and command, like be the commander of the crowd. I found it really hard when I was trying to force lyrics, because we were doing metal. Like you have to have that fantasy aspect kind of a thing, right? That was always like really cringy for me, and I hated doing it. And it was the songs that I really enjoyed that were just genuine emotions being put down, versus like trying to create this persona for the song.
Yeah.
And I find that tends to happen a lot more in metal than it does punk. Punk is very like, here's the message. I really don't care if you like it or not. You're getting it. And that's why I love punk, because it's always been like that. And I think that it was and will always be one of the most like, it's the anti-government music style, you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
it is beautiful. And I think that with the resurgence of punk rock coming back in the last like 5 to 10 years, pardon me, it's growing, and there's a whole new movement behind it, especially with this younger generation that's like, we need a voice, and they don't party, they don't do this, but they just want to see change. Punk is what they're gravitating to. And I think it's kind of perfect that you guys are staying true to the roots, so that this younger generation can see what real punk is, not pop punk, not, like, there's a big difference between genuine punk that is a political movement in my mind versus what they put on the radio to sell.
Oh, absolutely. And that there's usually a divide between that, between something that's commercial and that which is less commercial, and maybe money probably has a factor. I would guess. I don't know, because I don't have it, but I'm thinking that much probably is. And then you get other people who want to influence you as well in a certain direction, and that's probably not so good either.
And it's kind of cool to see that you guys are playing with Hardball, because Hardball is another one of those legendary bands that's been around forever, right? And it's still the same 3 dudes that I grew up watching. And there's like, that friendship always remains, and that's kind of like what I think is, you don't see a lot of that in the other genres. I think because punk is so tight knit, and the people who gravitate towards punk are I don't want to say the outcasts, but a lot of the time they are the outcasts, right? They're the quiet ones that nobody really wanted to talk to, or picked on and threw in closets and lockers. And there's a very valid feeling that comes with listening to punk rock that I've never had in any other genre. Like metal makes me happy and angry, but like punk is, if I sit and listen to a NoFX album, like if I listen to like Heavy Petting Zoo, that album is like, has literally defined me as a character. And my grandma bought me that album. So like, she had no idea what she was buying for me, but she bought me that album, and like still to this day, that is one of my favorite NoFX albums. And it's from like 93. And it's still just as good as it was then. You know what I mean? As you guys have created your most recent album, and you're going to be working towards some singles, do you guys have any ideas or visions for doing music videos for your album that you've completed?
Yeah, a couple times. We want to do one that's should we do it animated or something, where there's like this deer that comes in to your garden and just like starts ripping apart all your stuff?
Well, that sounds like an angry song.
Yeah, that sounds like an angry song.
I like it.
Yeah.
And what would you call that one?
Like if he came and like took stuff at nighttime,
So like
he'd be
somebody
like,
steals. A thief.
A thief, like a
Okay.
thief at night, or a thief that he comes like in the night.
Thief in the night.
And we have just malicious and takes all his tomatoes, and
Love it.
that would suck. We should do that.
Especially as a gardener, you're like, you can see the pain in your eyes. You're like, oh, man.
There was a lot of pain. There was a lot of pain and anger. Yeah. Yeah.
I think we should capitalize on that pain and anger. And
I
do a
I do
music video.
too. I do too. I like that idea.
Okay,
Let's go with that.
that's our next music video,
Love it.
or our only music video. Do you know any like music video makers? Who do we call? Yeah, you. All right. So I want this deer that comes at night.
We can make it happen.
Yeah.
Preferably with some kind
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
like he's the fifth
Like-
Ninja
like-
Turtle, but he's got the black.
It's like the bandits.
You know the thief mask.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So good.
There's evil. Yeah.
I mean, it feels evil. I think they're just being them, but
Oh, we gotta make it evil. You want to
They're
make
just-
it like they're just defending them. They go back to their family and like, here, children, here's all the
yeah,
tomatoes
no, we
I
don't
took.
we don't want them too relatable. That's
Right. So let's just do the straight up.
Straight villain.
Don't do
Straight
what
villain.
he said. Do the evil deer. Antlers, nighttime.
I love it.
Like sharp in the antlers.
Yeah.
Knife blades.
Yeah, with like, I won't go into detail.
You guys are playing on the 13th of May at the Hub. How many times have you played at the Hub?
It doesn't.
It's one of the funnest stages to
Quite
play on.
possibly.
It's a nice
how many
place to
times.
play.
It is
Yeah.
a really
Oh yeah,
great
the
place.
stage is amazing. The sound is amazing. Matt, the sound guy, is amazing.
Yeah.
He is one of the leading people who's kept this music scene alive for forever. He sold me my first set of strings, so it's like
Yeah.
he's a great dude,
He sold me my first amp.
right?
Yeah.
It's weird to think about how long he's been attached to the music scene, and now he gets to run a venue. It's like one of my favorite things to see.
Back when he was on, was it Hanson Street or whatever? And he
Oh,
was
for
down-
Skaha Sound.
Skaha
Skaha
Sound, yeah.
When they were down,
Yeah, I remember that.
down Westminster area.
What's been the most difficult thing for you guys to get over as a band, or that you've dealt with up to date?
We're trying to get a mascot that looks like a platypus, and Scott doesn't like it.
I also don't like it.
And Jeff doesn't like it too.
That's news. Let's elaborate on that.
The rhythm
It's a
section's like,
platypus.
nope.
Who would want to have a platypus for?
They're a well-loved animal.
That's fine.
That's awesome.
Just no.
I don't know. Seriously? Hardest?
Basically finding time to
Yeah.
Yeah.
to play because everybody's busy and stuff gets in the way. So we'll go a month, 2 months without playing, and then play for every Sunday, and then 2 months without playing. So that's probably the hardest thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we're all grown up now. So we
Well-
have lives.
Well,
To a certain extent.
yeah.
No, I'm grown up.
Yeah.
I'm. Anyways,
No, I'm good.
It's definitely that's kind of where I've had difficulties with the last 2 years, is putting that time aside with family life and trying to delegate, like, this is band time, this is spouse time, this is family time, and this is work time. It's definitely difficult to maintain versus like when we were teenagers, and you could just like hang out all weekend and jam for 12 hours a day. It doesn't, you kind of have to like delegate it in perfect times, and then you're dealing with multiple schedules, and that's where it's like I was saying earlier, it's like a marriage where it's really difficult to create this thing, maintain it for years and years and years without everyone putting in their little piece. And that's where it's like, yeah, that's where having that dedicated friendship that works and understanding between each member to have I guess understanding for when people need to step back for a month or two, right? But you still always got to put in your time, and I think that that's a very difficult thing, and I think that that's a very valid point that you're saying, where it's hard to put the time aside.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you kind of have to if it's something you love, right? And that's where it's sacrifice is very key as a band, and I think that's where a lot of bands end up failing, is where they have this vision and then it changes as you grow.
Yeah.
Right? So when you guys are getting ready to step into the performances again after this album. Did you guys plan on going touring? Are you guys planning to tour at all?
I don't know. Right now, we don't know. We'll have to see what comes up, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Just want to play a show. Maybe.
I know the Victoria Boys would bring you down.
Yeah, we know a few people down there, and that would be a cool spot.
Victoria's got a wicked punk scene, like Dead Rights.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
And Danger Box is from Nanaimo, and
Okay.
so yeah, they
What was
definitely.
the last one we played with?
Vogue Villains.
Vogue Villains are
Super
wicked
awesome.
too.
Yeah, they were
a lot of
super
fun.
awesome.
Super nice.
Yeah.
No, the punk scene in Victoria is a lot stronger, I feel, than it is in the Okanagans. Okanagan's a lot more metal,
Yeah,
and the punk scene is slowly, as like Penticton is the punk scene. There's no punk scene in Kelowna. So it's nice when the punk bands come out there because it's like we miss them, but because it's all deathcore out there, and it's
Yeah.
like you get
Yeah.
bored of this. By the end of the first band doing deathcore, you want something new. Because no one wants to just listen to gutturals the whole night, you know what I mean? Like we need a little something
there's a
more.
time and a place for
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Like that's where I liked the way, rest in peace Clancy's, the way we used to set up shows there, where it was like you lined it up with like a punk, rock, and then the heaviest band at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Because by that time everyone's wasted and they're like, heavy. So it's nice to see that you guys are keeping this punk rock scene in Penticton alive, and the bands that are here, Flannel, Hardball, you guys, like, you are keeping the BC punk scene in the interior alive. Otherwise, it would just be flooded with metal and country. And I'm thankful that it's not, because I love my metal, but you need punk. Punk is what has like influences the young kids to be, then pick up an instrument, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like if you never heard Nirvana or Alice in Chains and stuff, like no one would have picked up an instrument. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
you need that.
Right? Yeah, I love Alice in Chains.
And I think that you guys getting to do these shows is a great thing because like it influences a younger generation, right? And nobody really gets to do that. And that's the one thing I wish we had more of is all ages venues in Penticton.
Yes.
So that we could have the younger crowd come to the shows and throw down like we used to back in the day.
You know,
Those are fun.
we played a show January 31st for roller derby, like a fundraiser, and that was at the Portuguese Club.
Okay.
And that's kind of a new venue that's opening up, and there've been a couple more shows there now, and they do all ages there. I was at the last one for Dayglow Abortions, and it was so good. It was so good. The vibe there is really cool, and like I said, kids can come out, and yeah, I had some 16-year-old kid beside me, and he was just like so happy. He's like, "Can I pick you up?" I was like, "Go ahead."
Right.
Cradle you.
Yeah. But
No.
I think he thought it was lighter because he didn't get me up very high and then kind of dropped me.
That's so funny. That venue, I think that's one of the first places I ever got to play besides Voodoo's.
Really?
Yeah, they used to host shows there a long time ago. So it makes me happy that they're reopening that.
Yeah.
Because that is like it is a perfect place, and that's what we need.
Yeah.
I mean, we only have 2 venues, I think, if that, left in town. The Hub. And yeah, I guess that would be the second one.
Yeah, and they're into it too. Actually, they like it.
That's wicked.
They like the bands coming out. So we just gotta stay respectful, keep the keep the venue good, and we should have it going forward.
Is that where we're playing on the next one?
For when we play with Danger Box in
Yeah,
July,
yeah.
we'll be there.
That's wicked.
Yeah,
There's a lot of great things coming out of Penticton right now, especially like Ignite the Arts, where we're given this opportunity to have all these different styles of stages and music that I think the Okanagan, I think Penticton itself it's eventually going to become, as I've said for a few years now, like the arts capital of BC,
Yeah.
where it's like there's more artists in BC, in the Okanagan, than there is in the rest of the province, basically, because they all end up like just like flooding here, and the entire town is built of artists. And I'm like, at one point, it's going to expand. We can only expand so much, but like the arts culture is going to have to expand to a point where Peach Fest is going to have to take in local bands because they're going to be too big to ignore.
Yeah.
And that's like the one thing I've always really wished the city would have done is allowed local bands to play
Yeah.
at these festivals to show what art we create here,
Yeah.
not just hiring all the art. and bringing it in, and having like multiple cover bands that no one really cares about. Like, showcase what you got here.
I think they used to.
Really?
Yeah, I remember Dave and Marty. Remember Marty played at the Peach Fest?
Did they?
Well, yeah.
Okay, I didn't
That would
know
be
that.
cool.
Yeah, he was just a local guy in a garage, but
That's
yeah,
so
that was
cool.
when they did it in the at Gyro.
Yes, with the band shell.
Dave,
yeah.
Dave, Marty, and Scott.
No. No, Scott was from Kelowna.
Oh, what was their singer's name?
I don't know. Oh no, I think it was Scott.
It was a couple years ago.
I love
Couple
how
decades ago.
you can definitely feel the brotherhood with these three and the years of knowledge they have together. But they're like, no, yep, no. Oh, you're right. it's yeah, no, I love it. Peach Fest is a beautiful thing, and that's what I wish, like, because it brings in so much. Like, I have a feeling Fall of Earth will play there soon enough, because like you can't ignore how talented those kids are, and how far they've pushed in the last 3 years alone. Like, it's mind blowing how well their manager is helping them and pushing them, because they're like, not only do they deserve it because of their skill set, but it's the hard work that they're putting in behind the scenes that most bands don't understand. Which is what is difficult as a band. It's like, how do you turn it into a business that actually like pushes and makes you money so that you can put it in your pocket and you're not paying out your pocket to go to shows or things like that.
Right.
In your moving forward with your guys' sound, do you think, like you said, you're adding now different time signatures and sound, do you think you're ever going to add different tunings and drop into heavier tunings? No? You like your standard? I love it. I love talking to a guitar player, so like, no, I'm keeping it standard. That's a very unique player in this day and age. Most people are like, I want to sit in a different tuning, 100%. And I miss regular standard tuning now.
I'm just a fan.
I'm just a fan of the regular E. Yeah, I don't know. I got the pitch thing that makes it change pitches, so then I just hit the purple button on my pedal, and then I can drop down, so I don't have to tune anything.
Okay, so you can drop down like half steps and all that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so then we can cover like a System of a Down song or something one day.
I was going to ask, because like if you were to dive into multiple, well, I guess that's diving into a way heavier thing, but having like adding a 7-string and seeing what you could do with a 7-string.
I just like the regular
6?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm simple.
No, I bought 7, 8, and 9s and literally worked my way back down.
Oh,
'Cause
nines?
Yeah, because I was like, I don't want these.
Was it like that wide?
I can't even stretch my hand as long as
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense to
gotta
try and
tap.
play that. Yeah, it makes no sense. 6 is, if you can't, stick with 6, and if you can do 7, that's fine. But like 6 is ideal in my mind because you can't beat it as a guitar player, right?
I punch a lot when I strum,
Okay.
and having more strings there, it's just gonna get caught up. No,
Yeah.
if I could reduce it, maybe like 5. Yeah, maybe I'll reduce it.
Are you
Go
happy?
like presidents of the United States.
Get
Love it.
2 and
Well, yeah, I
1
was gonna
and-
say, because they do 2 and 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Two on the bass and 3 on the guitar or whatever, and that's pushing such a weird concept, right? Like they're a totally different breed, those ones. But do you think that you would ever dive into adding different genres to it other than punk? Like,
Yeah, we kind of do that naturally.
do you?
Yeah,
Like-
not on purpose.
Like fusion or like
And we don't. I can't distinguish and label it. So I come out with
Whatever you feel.
a riff or a song thing, and then we turn it into whatever we turn it into.
Love that.
It's not. Yeah, I think our one song "Gone" is like clean and super gentle, sort of, but then it gets aggressive at the end. And we have another song, "Ruins and Ashes." It's like finger picking,
Oh, nice.
right? And it's like got like a chorus effect, and it's like and all like dreamy sounding. That's not very punk. But then we get heavy, and I smash my guitar at the end. So it's yeah, we make up for it.
What we know, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of what, if you really look at what punk is created of and how it's evolved itself, there's a unique musicianship that is strictly in the punk genre that does not expand outwards. And I'm curious, as a 4-piece, do you think you would ever add another guitar player to pull lead, or do you pull lead as well?
I tried to fill both.
Damn, that's hard.
It is, yeah.
That is a hard one.
We've tried other guitarists a couple times, but I didn't like the sound. And maybe it's me being picky and I just want to hear my guitar. I'm not sure. But it didn't really work out. I think they might have an opinion on that one.
I have an opinion first. I would say I like what we got going on. So I don't think like, you know, in the studio you can add some other parts, right? And try that out. And you know, the studio is kind of its own thing. The record's its own thing. But for live, when we just play, I think, I don't know. I always played with Jeremy, so it would almost be weird to play with another person. For me, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Scott?
Adding another guitar player, whatever, we have to really figure out if it's going to just add volume and more noise, or is it actually going to attribute to the music. But then you also have a bigger issue. It's another schedule to figure out. It's another person that may or may not be reliable. It's just all these issues that go on and on and on with another person in the band, right? There's another ego. There's another. It just goes on and on and on. But the scheduling thing is going to be an absolute nightmare trying to get 5 people together versus 4.
Yeah.
Right. And so we have a standing jam day. You know, Sunday afternoons we play. My schedule is the one that gets in the way. I work different shifts, so I rotate through a Sunday every once in a while. So that kind of messes things up. But you know, we get back into Sundays again, and we play. So, but yeah, if we had another person in the band that worked, you know, kind of a weird shift pattern, it just wouldn't work. It's hard enough just with me doing it, right? So yeah, another person would just add a layer of complexity that I don't think we just want to deal with.
Fair enough. Yeah, and it's really hard to have a 5-piece punk band. 2 guitar players makes it like you said. Is it adding value or is it just adding noise and volume? Because a lot of the time it is just adding volume and noise and cluster.
We could just turn to 11 if we have to.
No, it's true. As the rhythm section, how do you guys enjoy linking up together? Because bassists and drummers are always, in my mind, separate because they are that groove that keeps things going.
I'm the boss. How do you feel? How do you feel about following me? I don't have an opinion. You do what I say.
I show up and listen to him and do what he wants.
I love it. Because bass and punk is probably one of the most important things. If you don't have that, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't.
I totally agree.
It doesn't work. It does not work. Yeah. No, bass is one of the most valuable things that I think is underrated, and punk is like where it shines in more than any other genre. It's very bass oriented, and I love it.
Well, his music writing pushes me to almost my limit most of the time with how fast I can go, and
That's awesome.
so it's making me learn all the time, so that's good.
And then diving into new genre or time signatures is probably a fun one too.
Scott's enjoying it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, super awesome.
For me it gets confusing when you're like up in the 11s, like 11, 13s and stuff like that.
That's all we're doing.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
It is.
3/4.
Same thing.
Toss in some 7 and see what happens. I love 7.
We have I have a song that's in 6/4, which is simple, but and we haven't turned that into a song yet. What Scott calls it, the song that has 7 different time signatures in it.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
As a drummer, that's so fun though, because you get to like play with it all.
That's what I thought.
It did, but understanding the mathematics of it until that point is very difficult. I struggle with that as a drummer, is understanding, being given an idea and having to like break it down mathematically before I can figure out what I'm playing. Because I suck at that. I'm based on feel. Like I have no theory behind any of the instruments I play. It's just, oh, that feels weird.
I'm
That's
the
off
same
time.
way.
Yeah.
Same way.
Like I was writing in 7 and didn't even know it. The boys are like, that's a weird time signature. I'm like, it feels natural to me, but it wasn't at all. So it's like understanding how to get that off motion is very weird to me.
That's the best way to do it though, because it comes from just putting your hand up. Mm-hmm. Does that mean it's over?
No, it's 5 minutes too. So
Okay.
we get the good questions now, which is
We're gonna get the lightning round.
the lightning round. So we'll start at the end with Scott with, if you had any advice. I'm going to do it individually for each instrument. Any advice for aspiring drummers that are looking to dive into picking this up as something that they want to do full time, as not necessarily a career, but like, I want to be a musician. What advice would you give them?
Listen to every genre of music. Learn every genre of music. Play your rudiments, and practice, 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 practice. Get your 10,000 hours behind you, and then go have some real fun.
That's solid. Same question, but for bass.
For me, the bass, I would kind of wish I would have learned to finger pick, because right now I just use a pick, just to add more range. You know, because if you learn how to do both, then you can do different styles and get a lot more fun with it, I would think. But it's tough to start learning at this point for me.
Once you've become comfortable with pick,
Yeah,
fair enough.
it makes it tough to go back and get the strings right and timing, and so that's pretty much it. And just like you said, just practice as much as you can. Just every day, pick it up, whether you want to or not. Just grab it for. Well, I mean, it's a thing. If you don't want to one day, then the next day you might not want to, and then it just sits on the stand for 2 months, and then you're not learning. So
No, it's very true.
For singing, I guess, I mean, kind of like everything else, which is do it as much as you can. So, we're singing, song comes on, you sing along. I think loving it, where, you don't have a choice. When it comes on, you have to sing. That helps. Practice, obviously. Record yourself, listen to yourself, which is not always fun to do, right? But you can at least learn, where you need work. But yeah, I think just like loving it, and maybe the hardest thing is to let go. Like there's nobody there, and you're just singing like you would by yourself. That's probably the hardest thing, but it's like the most rewarding as you approach that, especially if you do it in front of people. As you approach, like, just being gone in it, that's something that I think for me, I find that's very alluring, and it keeps me coming back. And so probably other people may find the same thing.
Love it.
My turn, eh?
Your turn.
Same question. Don't listen to anybody tell you what to do. Play the music you want to play. Who cares about what the patterns are supposed to be or what the structure is supposed to be? Practice, play, and do it out of passion. Don't do it because you think it's cool or something. And don't give up, because there is a lot of skill involved. Yeah, it feels awkward at first. Your fingers don't do what you want them to do, but they will. Eventually, you'll be able to do this. Huh? Can you do that?
I can do this.
Right? All right. This is why I play guitar. Oh, wait, you don't want that.
I
love
is this
it.
what you're doing?
All the way down. Okay, he can do it too. But he also played guitar. Oh, yeah.
Guitar players, yeah. No, it's I always ask this question because everyone has had a different story, a different life in how they got into music and how they've continued to be in music, and it's always interesting to hear everyone's perspective and opinion on what advice they would have, because it's always different. But it always has the same, just don't give up. And that
Yeah.
is kind of the thing, right?
Don't give up.
And there's never, the one thing I always love and has been a recurring thing on the show for the past 2 years is that you're never too old to start either. Funny enough, because a lot of the people I've interviewed in the last year haven't, their careers as an artist hasn't blown up until they were 50 or their late 40s. And then all of a sudden they're just like, now they're full-blown artists doing what they've always wanted to do.
Getting close.
Mid-40s right here. Me and Jeremy.
Jeff's older than me. I'm the youngest.
That's awesome. Is there any advice or anywhere you guys would like to send people? Links, websites, any socials?
Check out our Spotify. Stuck in Neutral. It's on Spotify. The logo will give it away.
Yeah, because there are other Stuck in
Yeah,
Neutral
there's
bands.
another Stuck in Neutral band in Niagara
Ontario.
Falls,
Okay.
I think, and they're awesome, but they're not us. So I don't want to get them confused with us and us confused with them. So
What's the name of the album?
Still stuck.
still stuck after all these years.
Right,
I
yeah.
think
Yeah, look for that one.
this basic black and white Stuck in Neutral logo.
Love it.
Yeah.
This is a wicked album name.
Yeah. Who came up with that one?
Matt.
Nice work, Matt.
Thanks.
That is a wicked album name, especially the way it ties in with your guys' band name. Well, I want to thank you guys all for your story, your time,
Thank you.
and your advice, because it's
Thank you.
It's great to sit down with you guys. I've known Matt for years, but to meet you guys and in person, hello. Besides the applying for the festival, because that was the one thing I was really disappointed was when I had to cancel the festival and I didn't get to have you guys open it with the bang that I wanted. Because that was what I wanted. I needed a hard-hitting band first.
We were looking forward to that.
Yeah, I remember that one now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was the underground festival.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that
Yeah.
they had and such a
I'm-
great.
I may
diverse
put it back
band
on,
list.
but it won't be in Kelowna. It'll be here. So if so,
Yeah.
we'll figure that out. But once again, I want to thank you guys for your time and sitting down with me. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to meet all of you and hear your story.
Awesome.
And if you guys would like to be a guest on the show, there will be a QR code at the bottom of the screen that you can scan, and it'll bring you to a form to fill out, and we will be in touch. Once again, I'm Robb O'Day, and for all